Marshall have remained independent and British, just as Jim intended it to be. Even into old age, he still led the company and the new ideas never stopped. But time was catching up. After a series of strokes, Jim was forced to take a back seat.
We went and had dinner with him a couple of times, and he was kind of getting frailer and frailer, you know. Terrible thing.
In April 2012, Jim Marshall died peacefully.
It was a shock, but it was not unexpected. And it was international news within a few hours of him passing.
Now, he was known as the father of loud. Jim Marshall, the man who helped shape the sound of rock, has died at the age of 88.
The outpouring was huge, because he was a very significant figure. There will never be another Jim Marshall.
I liked him and I admired him. He was another one, you see, he went out in his own maverick, but he persevered and he got it right, you know. And I always admire that.
I remember him with such affection and such a gentle, sweet, kind man. And to me, anyway.
Your love made it well, was waiting for someone like you.
Jim never lived to see the Marshall 50th concert, but it became rock's tribute to his life.
I was going out there with the sole intention of doing this for Jim. He was supposed to be out there either sitting on the side of the stage or out of the sound desk, you know, because he still loved his rock and roll. You know, and I must admit it's quite loud out there, but it's his fault, isn't it? You know.
6,000 fans filled Wembley Arena in London to hear some of the world's greatest guitarists pay their own respects to the father of loud. What Jim Marshall started back in 1962 is recognised as much more than a rock amplifier brand. He created a movement which nurtured musical creativity across the generations, something it still strives to do today. In 2016, Marshall launched its own label that signed up a growing list of the most exciting new young talent.
This is like my valve state combo, which I've had for years, and like I love it and I swear by it.
When I think Marshall, I just think festivals, I think tour, I think 6 stacks, like just pure tone behind you.
I think Marshall has always been kind of integrated somehow. It's always been there amongst my musical journey so far.
There's an authenticity to it, because I think what it does, it takes the sound of whatever your guitar you're playing and keeps that sound and then adds volume and character.
The clean sound in Marshall is what I'm drawn to, and on top of that, because of the iconic brand that it is, you can go travel the world and know that you can get a Marshall anywhere.
Especially with pedals, this particular amp, it just gives you this kind of clean kind of overtone, so it lets everything else do the work, like the guitar, it lets the pedals come through without like messing up.
So the rig I have at the moment is a GCM 2000. I've had the same amp for pretty much my entire career being in Blood Red Shoes, and I love it. I tried all different amps and I keep coming back to it, and I just can't find anything as good as that.
Just as music continuously changes and evolves, so Marshall adapts and innovates alongside.
Because we're such a large, iconic brand, we have to stay true to what we are and what we've done. However, we need to look at how things are changing. And there's been a shift of, again, size and getting all those sounds in one unit. They might not want a large pedal board and all this external gear, so that's why we brought out our Code product. Valve is what it is, it's what we know, it's what we do, it's our tradition. However, both can coexist. I don't think one will replace the other.
In 2021, Marshall unveiled their own state-of-the-art recording studio facility next to the famous landmark factory in Bletchley.
The future is whatever we want it to be. We are in a space that enables us to do whatever we like and to push any creative boundary that comes to us. This space was designed and built in conjunction with our live agency and our record label. This space is here to promote young, vibrant and exciting new music. And I think it's essential for brands to be able to use their weight in that way. We need brands to actually give back now and to help bring up the music. We love rock and roll music. We want more of it. We don't want it to end.
The Marshall legacy is not only as strong as ever, but has a global community that would make Jim proud. And a sentiment also shared by the man who was there alongside Jim right at the start.
This is a beautiful old amp. This is where it all started. Proud and sentimental, bringing tears to my eyes.
Jim got it. Jim was one of the first people. I have to say, I don't think that many others did.
This is the guy that has left one of the most amazing legacies. It's like if you think of a rock and roll band, in almost every case, you try to picture the stage and it'll have a Marshall up there.
I think without Jim, this wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have been able to do this stuff on stage.
I suppose I've been very lucky, really, because I've liked everything that I've done in life. And I suppose the thing that makes it more interesting is the fact that whatever I've done has been associated with music.